Hey people, welcome! Today we are going to talk about the series, Netflix series, Sirens. So in the starting of the episode 1, we are shown a woman in this green dress, beautiful dress, setting a bird free, after which we see another girl walking out of a building, and she is really sad, guys. She's sad and she messages her sister, Simone, and the same message every single time, which says, sirens, sirens, sirens. She goes to her She goes to her father's place. There she finds this huge basket of fruits, which she couldn't lift easily because it was really heavy. And then after some time, she just checks who has sent them these fruits. And there was this note with, keep your chin up, Simone. So it's just Simone's sent them these fruits. After which she just says, about her friend, she's self-centered, she's this, that, and so on. And then she again takes this huge basket, moves into the bus along with the basket, and there she goes to check her sister's Instagram page, where it was posted a beautiful place of 25 August, and Simone is there only. We get to see Simone for the first time, and then she sees her sister's message all over her phone, like siren from Devon. And then there's this guy, Ethan, to whom she was having some sort of relation, and he asks her to tell Michaela, whatever the name is, that they are having something in between, due to which Simone says that they can't because Michaela has asked her to not to be in any sort of relationship when she's working on that place. So she is working at Michaela's place, and she's not allowed to have any such relation. After which he asks her to stay for a while, and then she is few minutes or maybe sometime late. Then the camera shifts to Devon again. She is having this huge fruits, eating in front of the people sitting on the cruise, and there she takes out her cigarettes, trying to smoke. Before she lights it up, there's this man, Paul, telling her that you cannot smoke on the cruise, on the ship. After which, there's this girl again, Simone. She's running from the huge place, from down the cliff to up this huge cliff where there are so many stairs, and she reaches Michaela's place, where she's actually, I guess, as an assistant, she works there. And then everyone is just working because Michaela, their boss, is coming home, and they are cleaning the utensils, they are cleaning the area, they are decorating it with these flowers and everything. After which we finally see that Michaela is there. Now she is here, the same lady that we saw in the start of the episode, in which she sets the bird free, and hey, they say, and then they go upstairs, where she tries, she is changing the clothes. She's helping her, assisting Michaela, and then she says that she wants those bronze eyes and ask her to take a picture of her to message to her husband, Peter, so that they can spend good time, quality time afterwards. And we can say that after all of this happens, she tells that John Legend is going to perform the gala. So they are having gala over here. And she tells that Simone is She tells that Simone is irreplaceable. And we can see here that Devon is here again with that basket. Now this basket is kind of empty. She comes and she asks about the same bungalow which is shown in the Instagram picture. Do you know where it is? And the first man she asks refuses, that he doesn't know about it. Afterwards, we've seen this woman, Michaela. She comes to a place where she sees birds. And the same bird that she set free in the starting of the movie or the episode. So she is like working for an organization where it's her organization in which she's working for birds, like a sanctuary. And she just, shows a love to the birds around and everything. And then we see Devon. Guys, Devon is walking towards to the same place where Simone works. And we can see how much she struggles with that basket, that it is really tied together. Now it is all over the place. And she drinks water from the sprinkler system. And we can see Simone, she's just working really good for her boss and everything. And finally she reaches the place. Then reaches the bungalow, and this whole scene is really funny, guys, over here. Then we can see Simone talking to other people. And the same word that she does. She says that she wants white flowers, not blue. And it's a Labor Day weekend. And someone tells her that there's a woman out. She looks like a beggar. She's asking for you and telling that you are her sister. And she just walks and talks to over there. And then they have this stupid sister talk. I don't know what it is. But it's really funny. And then she asks her about the matching sister tattoo that she had on her hand. And she tells you get a no job. And all of the things that she saw were different. And Simone says that all of the high class people will be here. It is the high time. Everything. And here we can see that Devon was quite worried about her. She tells that she has traveled 17 hours to meet her. And she's not responding in the way that she should be. Then she tells that Michaela is working for animal activism and all. And she brings her to property and tells her not to touch anything. Not any linen, no furniture. Offers her some drink. In response of which Devon says that, okay, she has stopped drinking now for 6 months. And now here she shows that actually, their dad condition is not good. Every weekend, every week, they have to actually, she has to take her. Devon has to take her to the doctor. So Simone just say, yeah, I can give you money. So Devon says, I just don't want your money, sister. I want you. I want your time. I need your help. I'm losing my man. She tells her about all of those things. And what Simone says, she said that it's not her problem. And somehow, Kiki. Okay, so she tells Michael as Kiki, she says, and somehow Devon is introduced to Michael in this awkward way, and we can see that Devon was talking like this straight, peaky sister. She was talking to Michael. She was like, oh, now next time you have to change any of my sister's nose or something, tell me in advance, and stuff like that. And Simone was just like, okay, wow, this is so nice, you guys met. And through this whole scene, we are seeing that Mikkel is continuously, she hugs someone and tells she's the best. I really, I know her worth and all. Where Devon tells that, okay, I cannot be in such relationship with my employee. And she asks that if she has any luggage. Mikkel asks her, and Devon, out of this kind of expression, she says, no, I'll wash my innards in the sink only. And what we have seen in the next scene is something different. Because Simone, when talks to this woman out there, Mrs. Kell, she doesn't talk well about her. She says that her sister is always, creating some fuss in her life anytime, whenever she wants. She's crazy. And all of the women and out there, those high class women, they just were around Michael, and then they were saying that, okay, you look so good, you are so beautiful, we are gonna get good funds today. And on the other side, we see Devon talking to a man named Ray, where she tells that, okay, she can't be at work today, and ask her to take care of her dad, out of which the boy says that, okay, you are I'm sorry guys, I just missed something. Yeah, she asks the boy to kind of take care of her dad. Out of which he says that, no, okay, I'm not going to babysit your dad. And then she kind of, tries to manipulate him, tries to blackmail him that, okay, I have your girlfriend's number and all. After which she tells the exact number. Yeah, the scene is funny. And then, yeah, he has to do it. And somehow we see the first glimpse that there's a camera over the on the property, and Devon's look at that because there was this notification, sound notification that there is no smoking allowed in this property. Out of which she goes outside in the forest, she smokes, and then again she turns that, who is there any camera? Who is there? And just when she was looking around, there's this man with a tool, and he was like, you are not allowed to smoke in this sanctuary, in this wildlife sanctuary. And she's like, oh my god, he does that. And she's like telling her whole story, like, I've came from bus and it was such a, messy journey and all. She worked that night and everything else. Can you just throw a bone at her? Please, just come. And then this man takes her to place and then introduces her to the other people of the, other employees of her, like the chef and all, and everybody else. And then there is this thing that they cannot talk about them. They cannot talk about Mrs. Kell. And then one of the lady, which was actually cleaning those glasses in the starting, tells her that you should be careful. And there we see that this girl, Simone, is just into everything that Mrs. Kell does. Like, she shows the message that they have sent to her husband and there was no reply. And then we say this man, Ethan, he comes and somehow in a very awkward situation, she learns that she's the sister of Simone, the assistant. And she tells her that she has, raised her up and all in Buffalo, New York, after the time she gets the custody of her sister, and together both of them enter the bungalow, Mrs. Kell's place. This is actually really good. And again, the same kind of scene creates when she talks to Devon. Simone talks to Devon, everybody starts staring at them, and of course she again tells her that your clothes, this, that, and everything. Everybody is staring at you. And then this guy, Ethan, he asked her that, you told me that you're from Buffalo. And Simone was like, nobody knows that place. And he was like, you told me that you were from somewhere from, so he tells that you told me that you're from upstate New York in Westchester way. And then he again then creates another scene for her that I thought you have studied from Yale. And she was like, okay, those who are not rich can also study from Yale. And yes, I am a Yale girl. And then somehow he again asked that you were under foster care, your sister told me, and you would have been in you would be having a really bad past and stuff like that. Your life would have been hard. And again he says sorry. And then we can see that Simone, she becomes a little bit like that. And then we can see that Simone repeats after a poem which is being said by Mrs. And then again she again encounters her sister. She's like, why don't you tell him? Why did you tell him that I was from foster care? And she was like, okay, you are hiding from these people, these rich people out there. And she again mentions a bad word for him. And Simone is like, okay, don't talk about him like that. He's my this, he's my that. And she's like, have you seen he's like 400 years old? Everything happens like this. And somehow she tells that this is all the game of money, and Simone is like, they are my friend. They're my friend. They care about me. And Devon was like, no, you're just a worker for them. You're just working here like a laborer, like a maid. And then we can again see Mrs. Kell having some chit chat with Simone. And she comes up to Devon and takes Devon on her walk with her. And she takes her to that beautiful water area. It is actually really beautiful, guys. In the movie, in the episode you can see this. And she hands her a check of $10,000. And again, she says that, no, I don't want your money, Michaela. And he's like, no, I know you have dad. He's old and you need it. And then again, she calls a man to take her out on the boat, and also a first class flight for going back home tomorrow. And then again, she shouts at both of them. Devon shouts at Simone and Michaela. Here the story is, he takes her in the car, and again, he asks her to sign an NDA. She does. And then he again tells her, come sit in front with me. And she's like, why? She's giving a side eye. And he says, okay, I'll give you time to smoke. You will get chance. And she was like this, and she does. So this man, Jose, he brings her back again to place and wails him. And then there is one more funny scene. Her dad calls her, says someone has breaking out in our house. And she's like, no, Dad, I've sent Raymond over there to take care of you. He's my school friend. And Dad says, no, he's 25 years old. He doesn't look like a kid. And then again, she tells her dad that, okay, I'm enjoying with Simone, which is, yeah, it's a lie. And then we can see Devon in a pretty red dress. And then what she does, she tells her name is Christina. She's from Seattle and she's a tech millionaire. And this guy says very quick at making stories. And this guy tells that he has a real estate business and everything. And we can see that she was quite impatient, and they both went out. Again, we see Michaela, and then we get to see that the guy that Devon meets was none other than the captain of the boat owned by Ethan. So then they discuss about Simone. She tells that Simone is not like that. She is just a traumatized girl who always runs from her childhood, from her past and everything. And he shows her a telescope, and through which she can see directly what's happening on the bungalow. Out of which we have seen, and the scene then shifts to Michaela, which was like lying on her bed alone. And suddenly, the bird that she rescued was continuously shot by some 3 bullets, and in the 3rd bullet, the glass breaks. Michaela was standing just in front over there with that bleeding bird in her hand, and when that something different happens. This girl Devon, she looks into the telescope and she sees that Michaela is there with the bleeding bird in her hand like this in her dress. And this is where the episode ends, completely ends.